Hi, I'm Amy Bloch, Executive Director at Catholic Charities, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about COVID fatigue. First of all, is that real? Well, yes. If you haven't been experiencing it, you're one of few. We have been living with this thing called COVID for 7, 8 months. Maybe for you, it feels like a lifetime. I know it has for me and for many people that I know. So, how can we cope with this? Because it's really important that we manage that because now more than ever, we need to find ways to stay safe. So, I'm going to share some tips with you for you, and if you have kids, how to help them with that as well. The first thing is that we need to make a commitment. So think about things like wearing a seatbelt, right? So we make a commitment to stay safe. And we put our seatbelts on every day because we know that that's going to keep us safe. It keeps us safe, our kids safe. It's the same thing when it comes to putting on a mask every time we walk out of our house, so to speak, going into a grocery store or a gas station or a store. It's that same kind of a thing, putting on hand sanitizer. We need to make a commitment that we're going to do that. The other thing is staying flexible with changes. We keep hearing different things. Do we need to sanitize our groceries after we get them? Those different types of recommendations continue to come out. So we need to be flexible and know that that's going to happen and make sure we're getting our information from reliable sources, people who have the knowledge and understanding. Next, we need to practice. And so by being able to do that, we need to practice. So every single time we're disinfecting our hands and wearing a mask and making sure that we're keeping the supplies handy. So we don't just have one of those things on hand. We have soap, we have hand sanitizer all over our house, in our cars, at our desks, so that they're easy and readily available. One of the things that's also important is that it feels personal to us. I think, early on we had that initial fear of what was happening. So for a lot of us, that's what really was motivating. And then it was like, okay, enough's enough. And now we're kind of in that fatigue. So for some of us, we've had people that we know who have been impacted. And so that fear can help keep us safe. There is that part of that. If we don't know somebody, it doesn't necessarily feel real to us. So if that's the case, reading stories about people who have had those experiences can be really helpful. So we have an understanding of what that is and why it's so important. With kids, it can be really helpful to give them choices because it's important they feel like they have some control over what is happening to them. So little things, let them pick out different kinds of masks to wear, different colors, different styles. Younger kids can even help design them. Maybe it's something as simple as different scents of hand sanitizers, which I have to say, I'm tired of all scents of hand sanitizers. But for kids, that can be really helpful for them to have a choice. And involve them, give them permission to say, if you notice that I forgot to use a hand sanitizer or wash my hands or I didn't social distance with somebody, point that out to me. Involve them in that. That can really be helpful to kids. And most importantly, don't give up. Think back to a time when we didn't have knowledge or information about secondhand smoke in cars with kids, or kids weren't in baby seats. We didn't have that information, and now we do. So information is power. We can learn to do this. We can continue to get through this, and don't give up. If you're struggling and it just is too much for you to manage on your own, please know that we're here for you at Catholic Charities. You can reach out to any of our offices, talk with a counselor. We're providing all of our services through telehealth right now. And you can reach us at www.cathchar.com. That's CATHCHAR.com. Thanks.